Looking for a meaningful way to spend your summer break? The United Methodist Church is offering a transformative experience through their Ethnic Young Adult Internship program. It's for justice seekers between the ages of 18 and 22 who are willing to unpack their faith and identity while working with an organization engaged in addressing social injustices. For an inside look at the EYA experience, we welcome Estefany Sanabria, who was an intern in the summer of 2018. She is now a junior at DePaul University, works at an immigrant law office in the Pilsen neighborhood, and is chair of the Church Council at Humboldt Park United Methodist Church. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thanks, I'm glad to be here.
Let's go to 2018.
Sure.
Tell me about your internship.
The internship is an internship based in Washington, D.C., and it's a group of 8 to 10 young adults. Usually they're from a bunch of different ethnicities, and for me it was 6 girls and like 2 boys, so it was mostly females, and it was just a fun time to develop my love for social justice, because it was very present while growing up, and it just reinforced my abilities to be able to work in the social justice field.
Can you tell us about your internship and what you may have learned while you were interning?
My internship was based at Results, which is a non-for-profit that helps fight poverty and hunger. And so growing up, I did a lot of like marching outdoors and just like participating in these events that I felt like most of the time were helping, but they weren't doing as much help. And Results is a group that does advocacy and policy work, and I feel like there was a bigger impact while speaking to legislators that are actually out there and can make these big decisions and these big changes, and I could actually see my work being played out.
Can you tell us about your application process to the EYA?
The application was all online, and you basically fill out all of your information and you get asked a few essay questions. I remember one of them was, what's the difference between mercy and justice? And you also get asked other things you've done to fight social injustice, and it's where they get to see and they get to choose where to place you to be all summer.
It's amazing that at such a young age you're interested in seeking justice and speaking to some of the social injustices that exist today. Where did that desire come from, and is it connected to your faith?
My mom and I came to the U.S. when I was a baby, and I can see injustice for Latinos and Hispanics all over me, and my church, the United Methodist Church, their whole focus is on, you know, walking the steps that Jesus walked and being able to just bring about social justice. And yeah, growing up, we had a food pantry at our church, and like I mentioned before, it was a lot of social justice work inward, and this internship was more of an outward, bigger picture type of work. And I've seen justice come to me, and so I wanted to go out to everywhere else too.
That's amazing. Will you share with us what you're doing now, and if that internship impacted where you are now and what you're learning?
At the moment, I work at an immigration law firm, and I get to speak to these people who are facing these injustices, and with my influence and with the influence of the lawyer, I get to help them write letters and just express their need for legal status in this country. They do all the same things that citizens here do. They pay their taxes, they're homeowners, but at the same time they don't have these same rights that these people do. And it's just nice to see their happy faces when they're finally able to get these legal statuses, even though because it did take them, some of them, over 20 years to be able to be where they are and to be able to visit their home country again.
What were your expectations when you started the EYA program?
It was scary because I go to college here in Chicago. I didn't leave my house. I haven't been away from my mom. Well, before the internship, I was never away from my mom for more than a week. So this program is 8 weeks alone. They house you, but I mean, you're not living with anyone you know. And so it was really scary at first, but then this group became really tight-knit, and they became like family, so it wasn't like I was ever alone. After like the first day, we were all like best friends, and we were able to share this passion for social justice, and it was such an easy way to connect with each other because we shared the same childhoods, and it was amazing after, and you get to learn so much. You meet all these new people that have fought for me, and it's like I can finally give back from what they gave to me.
So it sounds like you're talking about putting your faith into practice. And for a young person who may be 18, why would this be an important program for them?
I would say it's better to learn at this young age just because we're mobile. We have a bigger voice, I would say. We all know how to use social media. We all know we can have these leadership skills that, well, I was a leader before, but I think the EYA program really gave me a louder voice, I would say, and I'm able to share my experience with others and make them also do it because you've got nothing to lose by going there. What
was it like during your internship with the United Methodist Church, and also if it's parallel to what you did with the EYA?
In the United Methodist Church, we got to talk to a bunch of these advocates and leaders in the faith community that were fighting for different social justice issues, and at Results, it was where I got to focus and put in that work that was being taught to us by these leaders, and just setting it out into the world, and not just listening to it, but like practicing. And that's how now it's engraved into my head, and what to do, what listening skills I need to have, what speaking skills I need to have, and things like that.
When you talk about social justice, what exactly is social justice to you?
To me, social justice is about everyone having the same rights, and being able to do the same things, and being recognized in the same way, and not having to go an extra step just because you're a person of color, being recognized for the little things too, because it's not the same. And hopefully in the future, when we do have social justice, everyone's at the same level and everyone has these same opportunities.
I love the idea of establishing a table for us all to have the same opportunities. Is that something that you learned while you were doing your internship with EYA?
I think the United Methodist Church really engraves it into our heads growing up, because it is what the Bible shares. We should love each other as we love ourselves and as we love God, and God is who gives us all that we have, and it's like we have, but it's also good to give back to others who don't have these same experiences that we do because of who we are.
Can you tell us about your leadership skills in your church today?
Sure. My leadership lies in speaking out for others and making sure that everyone's voice is being heard around the table. As a church council chair, you get to make the bigger decisions for the whole congregation, and you get to attend a bunch of different meetings with all these subcommittees, and you get to be the voice of the people. And you have to learn to let your own personal feelings aside and just learn to get along with everyone, and you need to learn to have skills where you can actually listen and actually see and put yourself in their shoes and experience what they've felt, because everyone does have different experiences and they do have different feelings over things, and you have to see if it's something that somebody wants. And just being able to grow is all about not leaving people behind.
Thank you for joining us, Estefany.
Of course.
It was great having you here today. I'm LaShondra Stevens for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.